Hallo alle, heute lernen wir die Zahlen von 0 bis 100. So just a little instructional video on how to do our numbers from 0 to 100. We're going to go through 0 through 12 because those are the basic numbers, they don't really change a whole lot. Then we're going to take the teens from 13 through 19. And then we're going to take our numbers from 20 through 99 because they'll have a certain formula that they follow, and then we're going to learn the number 100. And I'll show you a couple of exceptions at the end and we're good to go. Here we are. I'm going to do the same way we did the alphabet. I'm going to say the numbers, I just want you to repeat them. We're going to look at the spelling, make sure that you're taking notes so that you've got this on hand in class for when you need it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time, you repeat now. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next board. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more time. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, to form the teens, we're going to do the same kind of thing that we do in English. In English, we take 4 plus the suffix teen, 6 plus the suffix teen, 8 plus the suffix teen. We're going to do the same thing in German, except for our suffix, we're going to use the number 10, which is 10. We're going to put our initial number here, and then we're going to add the word 10, and we're good to go. With a few exceptions, a couple of spelling exceptions, and you'll see those with the stars next to them here. But otherwise, it's pretty similar. We have exceptions in English too. We don't say 3-teen and we don't say 5-teen. We say 13 and 15. We're going to do a similar kind of a thing in German. So for the number 13, we're going to start with that single digit spot. We're going to say the number dry, and then we're going to add the number 10 to it. So in essence, we're saying 310, just like we say 13. Similar idea. So we've got dry 10, 4 10, 5 10, 6 10, 7 10, 8 10, and 9 10. Our exceptions here now are the number 6 and the number 7. 6, if you remember from the previous tile, had an S on the end of it, but when we make 16, we're going to omit that S. The number 7 is actually the word sieben, but when we make a combination like 17 or 7t, we're going to dump the en off of there. So we're going to say 17. One more time. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now we're going to form our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and the like. In English, we say 4t, 6t, 7t. We use the suffix ty. In German, we're going to use the suffix zig. So instead of 10 that we used for our teens, we're going to use the suffix zig now, and it's going to be our equivalent to ty in English, just like we got up there. So to do this, we're going to take our number, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to add the suffix zig again. There are a few exceptions, just like in English. We don't say 2t, we say 20. We don't say 3t, we say 30. 5t, we say 50. Same idea. So here we go. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then a number 100, which is very similar to English. Again, our exceptions here. We're not going to say 2, we're going to say 20 for 20. We're going to say 30 for 30. It sounds the same, except this one is spelled with a double S instead of a Z. No idea why. That's just the case. Next exception is going to be just like we did with the teens. With 16, we dump the S. We're going to dump the S with zig as well. We're going to dump the en with sieben, again, just like you do with 17. And we're going to say 70. And then 100 down here obviously doesn't use the zig on the end of it. Just like in English, we don't say 100t, we say 100. One more time, quick through. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Next thing I'm going to show you is how to form numbers like 21, 37, 89, 63. And it's very, very simple. We take the second number first. We take the single digit spot first. We say that word. and then we say the conjunction und, which is just and then we say the spot where the 10 spot, I guess you would consider that to be. So we're going to say, like, for 21 we'll say 1 and 20. For 47 we'll say 7 and 40. 86 we'll say 6 and 80. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to take our single digit spot, our und, plus that 20, 30, 40, 50 word. And it's all one big long word. So for example, and again, you'll see a few exceptions here. We'll talk about those in a moment. Our first one's going to be ein und 20. 32 is going to be zwei und 30. See, we say 2, and then we say the word and then we say the word 30. 43 is going to be drei und 40. 54 is going to be 4 und 50. 65, 5 und 60. 76, 6 und 70. 87, 7 und 80. 98, 8 und 90. And again, we've got 100. Our spelling exceptions. 21, of course, we talked about the difference in 20. We don't say zwei. One other little thing is when we make 21, 31, 41, 51, etc., we do not put the S on the end of the number eins. We say just 21, 31, and the like. For 32, we've got that double S instead of the Z, just like we had on 30. That's the only difference there. 65, we don't put the S on 60 again. Talked about that. 70, we don't put the en on 70. We do, you see right here, 87. That's the full word sieben, because it's not 17, it's not 70, it's just the number sieben, 7. We'll leave it alone. The rest of them are pretty normal. Repeat these real quick. 21, 32, 43, 54, 65, 76, 87, 98, 100. And lastly, just a real quick recap, Ausnahmen. The exceptions come with the numbers 3, 7, and 6. So remember, with drei, we make 30, we got to say 30 with a double S instead of a Z. For the number sieben, when it's by itself, we simply say sieben. But when we say 17 and 70, we get rid of that en on the end of that, and we just say 70 and 17. For the number 6, when we make 60 and 16, we dump the S off of sechs, so that it's 16 and 60. Das war's dann. Tschüss.